Let's go watch it in 2D. No, let's go watch it in 3D. But if we watch it in 3D, then is it worth the cost?
Captain America, we've dedicated our entire lives to serving this country. Adamantium has turned us against each other. We can't let this get into the wrong hands. The country's on the brink of war. Make sure the suit's ready.
Let's go!
How the hell did he just do that?
Really? You must be new.
I bet you break easy. Not that easy.
Hello, this is Adolf, and today I'm reviewing Captain America, Brave New World. As usual, I'll talk about the 3D aspect first. So, Captain America, Brave New World looks really nice in 3D, but the 3D is mostly depth-based. This approach really draws you into the story. The film cleverly uses some intimate, smaller settings. Locations are just really long corridors and small, and the 3D really gives it a good sense of feel where you are. How they're able to use perspective and space really works. And one example of this is if you're watching it, you're like in the middle of a table, and the president is at the far end of the table, and there's people on each side going down, and the perspective shot really kind of draws you into the middle of the shot, and the 3D really complements this because it really makes you feel like you're sitting there on the table looking into the shot. So it's really nice, and I really enjoyed it. Some of these positions really feel like you're in the room, and it really gives a nice layer of depth. There's some darker scenes that are pretty good, all things considered. But, obviously dark and 3D don't work that well together. There is some pop-outs, but it's really rare. I really wanted more out of the pop. One of the most impressive scenes is the aerial dogfight above the Indian Ocean. That was pretty damn cool, and it looked great. And the 3D really complemented that scene, and it was a lot of fun. So overall, I thought it was a very enjoyable visual experience, but it left me wanting more. At the end of the day, I give the 3D a 7 out of 10. Very enjoyable, but still wanting more. Now, on to the movie itself. Captain America New World Order marks a bold entry as a political thriller, and Anthony Mackie shines as Captain America. I really like him. His strong performance and conviction, it just gives it a gravitas, and you get a good sense of who he is as an actor, and he gives it his all. And I really like him, and it's really compelling to watch him, and there's a lot of action here, and the chemistry between the characters of Sam Wilson and Joaquin Torres, which is the new Falcon, it's fantastic. These guys have a real brotherhood and connection, and you could see that on screen. I really liked it. Harrison Ford's performance as President Ross really is nice, and it's nice to have a seasoned professional. It's sad that the person that did play, actor beforehand passed away. I really liked him, but it is what it is. They had to move on, and it's Harrison Ford is such a good actor. I could see him in anything, and I know he's already been president before, but he works here. I like him. Now, one thing I didn't like was that the movie is really heavily uses exposition dumps, and it really kind of spoon feeds you the story in a way that is kind of overt, and the political and racial messaging is pretty much in your face. I don't necessarily disagree with the film's sentiment, because I think it's very solid, and I actually really enjoyed watching it, and the portrayal is really well done. It just should have been more subtle, and it just kind of comes off a little bit heavy-handed, and it might turn off some people. Obviously, a political thriller is not something a lot of people find interesting either, and some people are definitely going to be mad that Captain America is black. No, I can't accept that. Well, this movie's not going to be for you. And my positive opinion on it is not going to change your opinion. So it just kind of it's a little bit hard for some people to enjoy this, but I enjoyed it. The choreography and the action is phenomenal. I really enjoyed the action scenes, and I found it really enjoyable and how they're able to use the shield again, and he just kicks ass, and it's just more impressive knowing that he doesn't have the super serum like Steve Rogers. The comedy is actually toned down in this one compared to other Marvel fare, and I actually kind of enjoyed it because you didn't need to have so many quips. It works being this way. Now, people might be wondering, I haven't seen the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show. Will I be able to watch this? Yes. And partly because they give you a lot of exposition dumps. And they tell you a lot of information. And it's a little bit much. Now, if you have seen the show, you'll definitely gain from that experience and really know the characters more. I like the villain here. And I like that the narrative and the story finally connect to some hanging threads from the Incredible Hulk and the Eternals. I've been waiting for that for years, and finally we have these things pay off. I find that the story is being a little bit predictable, and just pretty much your standard spy, action, political movie tropes. Overall, I still really enjoyed it, and I'm one that loves politics and understands politics. I understand some people are just going to be like, Prime Minister Japan, boring, and I don't care about treaties, and you're missing out. I really enjoyed it. It's not perfect. It's a good action movie, and it's well done. And it's, I saw some of the twists coming, but I still was able to enjoy it for what it is. And I had a good time. So, at the end of the day, my final movie review score is going to be a 7 out of 10. That's going to be it for me. Bye. Before this podcast wraps up, I want to thank my super VIP patrons. Thank you, Alex Folk, Gravity Head Zero, and MK Ultra. So I got one quick thing to talk about. We have a merch store. Woohoo! We got t-shirts, we got tote bags, we got magnets, we got stickers, we got a little bit of everything. Woohoo! At this merch store, 3dr2d.com/store, you'll find many original designs and affordable prices. That website again is 3dr2d.com/store. Woohoo! You can find 3D or 2D on Facebook, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, and more. Just look for 3D or 2D. Thank you for either watching or listening to this podcast. Bye!
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.